have all kinds of stuff. Some people call me a hoarder. I call myself a collector. Hi guys, welcome back to From the Vault. My name is Joe. Last week's episode, for anyone that missed it, we talked about the Mark I Uzi paintball marker, and we reviewed the JT ear armor ear protection that would go on a JT whippersnapper mask or any paintball mask from the late 1980s. Today we're going to talk about loaders. We're not going to talk about the ultra high performance 2011 Empire made by Key Action Sports Prophecy loader, but we're going to talk about the simple 30 round stick feed gravity tube that would go in the back of your paintball marker or go on the gravity feed port on the side. As paintball started to evolve and get more popular, people wanted more. The only way to get more was to take off the 10 round feeding tubes on the top of your marker and stick in a gravity feed tube on the side of your gun. So when you're playing, you now had 35, 40 paintballs that you were able to shoot at your targets. What you would do is take your tube of 10, has a little feed gate on the top. I'll show you guys. Little feed gate. Your balls would go in. They'd go in here. You'd have to hold these on because there was no consistency in size of elbows or feed necks or anything like that. You'd just use electrical tape and make it fit on. But you'd be running with these in the forest, and they'd be hitting tree branches, and they'd be spinning around, or they'd end up down here. You wouldn't be able to shoot, or if you're upside down, you wouldn't be able to shoot. So very crude, very basic, but it got everybody more paint in their hopper. So pretty crazy. And yes, Ed from Exalt and everybody, we had speed feeds and speed gates long before you were born. So what would happen, people wanted more, they weren't happy with this, satisfied. So what happened was someone in 1989 or 1990, 20 years ago, made the first ever bulk loader. This is made out of ABS pipe. It's very hard, it's very rigid. It's got a little window on the back so you could see how much paint was in your marker or if there was any rocks or twigs. When it was on your gun, you had to use your muscles and actually twist it up like so. There's an opening in the back, the top. You dump your paint in, twist it back down, that would seal it, and away you went. This would actually, fit on your marker. When you got these things out of the box or wherever you bought them, you got them in the mail from wherever they came from, you'd have to sit with sandpaper or a Dremel tool and Dremel it out so it would fit on the side of your marker decently. This is on my Piranha long barrel PMI gun from late 80s, 90s. So it's nice. It sits off to the side, allow you to shoot, and you can see how much paint or when you are running low in it. So pretty decent, works well. Used it for a little while and something else came out, so we'll see what that was. As people were obviously trying to save money, they didn't want to spend $70 or $80 or $90 on a plastic loader like this, and the gravity feed tubes weren't enough for them. You would see guys with oil cans taped on their marker, like the little 1 liter or 1 quart oil can taped on their gun. Somebody that was in the plastic industry, obviously, that enjoyed paintball like everybody does, invented this. This is a loader stack. I don't even know what it's called, but it would hold about 100 balls. Really soft plastic. You'd be playing with this thing, and the guy beside you would take a shot, and the paintball would go right through it, and there'd be just a soupy mess inside their marker. But these were neat. They were probably $20 when they came out, or $10 when they first came out. Everyone would modify them, and back when it was very popular and everyone was using 40 round ammo boxes, which I should have had here, but I don't. They're at home. You would hot glue or epoxy on one of these Butler Creek scope caps, and you would cut out with an X-Acto knife or rip it out with your hands the little feed gate that came from the factory. So everyone would have one of these. So these would sit on top of your marker, and again, there was no consistency with elbows or anything like that. So you'd use electrical tape or you'd use a shim or something. But these things, you're playing paintball and you hear people complain, my hopper sticks up too high, my hopper sticks up too high. You'd be behind a log or behind a bunker, not an inflatable bunker, but a proper bunker. And people, this would be up like a flagpole or antenna. People would know where you are just because they'd see these things. So obviously, as the game evolved and changed, hoppers would get slightly lower profile. So that's sort of where we are right now, guys. So that's tonight's segment of From the Vault, and my name's Joe. If there's anything you'd like to see that's old that I probably have somewhere, send your suggestions to show@behindthebunker.com, and we'll try to get it in one of our future upcoming episodes. And stay tuned for next week's episode. It's going to be a good one.
Twist the tune, make everybody cheer. Breathe the moon, inhale the light year. Who's the goons that's ready to fight beers in the booth?